Well, hello there, Commonwealth. This is Great Grandpa Gamer. We've got 3 cool techniques for you. Oh yeah, in fact, the first one is to build a guard tower out of conduit. Just wait till you see this one. This is insane. We're going to need to use a long conduit piece for spacing. It fits all the way across the floor. I'm also trying to center that conduit piece on top of a warehouse floor. It'll help me mark my points a little bit better. Then we're going to attach a couple of transition pieces and a couple of short holding conduits. We'll be using those later, but there's a transition. We're just going to keep on dividing by 2 until we get 32 of these things. Okay, using that warehouse piece in the center of all those carpets was kind of a good idea, at least so we can subdivide one more time fairly easily. So if we just focus on that one conduit piece and rotate it, only rotate it, we don't move from our position. If we can make it point right down at the bottom of the screen, the corner of that flooring piece. Good. We'll be subdividing evenly again. Okay, the rest are going to be eyeballed, but you get the idea. So let's go fast. Let's get our 32 pieces out there lickety-split. Well, it wasn't that fast. It turned dark on me. At least we can finish this part. You know what we're doing. It's starting to look like one of those little train tracks at the kiddie park. Going around in circles. Okay, now we're going to use the mid-length pieces that work back to the center. And then we're going to attach an upright. I'm using the shorter ones in this case. Actually, after the first one, I adopted a little pattern. Exactly like that. So we attach the upright. And once again, let's go fast. I wish I could work this fast. I tell you, I'd be the fastest builder there is. Okay, we're building a nice cage. Doesn't that look cool? Now you can keep those 32 pieces of conduit if you like. Just move the whole thing off to the side because you may have other things you feel like building. My goal is to build the cages. So I'm not going to store those 9 pieces of flooring somewhere in this tiny settlement. Okay, I removed everything except the center floor. I'm going to lower the whole thing down into the dirt. If I use a set of stairs, I can look down on it and get a good perspective of 4 of the concrete floors, the curved pieces. Now this was a false start because I changed my mind on it a little bit later. The first thing I changed my mind on is I actually wanted to build another one of these at some point. There's no better time to build a template than right now. Very good. So we'll just carry one down and then attach an upright to it until we get all 32 in place, and we'll have us a spare cage. We won't even go fast this time. Oh yeah, we'll zoom straight to the finish. Now, since I can't group select this cage yet, I elected to put a floor on top of it, pillar glitched it into place so I could group select the whole thing. Here's my original cage, and I decided I'm going to take out an entire corner of the thing. So it's 8 pieces. And by connecting a small square to it, we're in business. Now I need a floor. And guess what? It wasn't happening. I tried a whole bunch of different ways, like dropping from the roof down to the floor. Nothing was working. So instead of trying all that, I just built a floor and then building a roof on top of it. I just had to sneak in a few concrete pieces to convince that upper floor piece to snap into place. There we go. Once I got one to snap, it's all over. I'll just recreate the pattern now. Okay, a perfectly matched set. Now a pillar to help us group select the whole thing. And I'm group selecting near the square piece because that's where my opening is. Yeah, quick save. You don't want to do this more than once. First, I'll see if I can get low enough. And the answer is yes. So now we'll get on top of it, on top of the stairs, so we can look down and get a really good perspective and get this sucker perfect. I really sped the film up right here. It took me forever to get that perfect because I wanted that square to be equidistant from the 2 conduits on the edges, the 2 conduits that are bordering it. I think we got it. That looks good. Now what about the floor piece? Where did that go? If I just use my pillar and give it a lift. There she is. It's hiding on the bottom. I decided to try to build some kind of a base. I really didn't know exactly what I was going to do. And I ended up creating a very, very happy accident. A very happy accident. Do you see how close those pieces are together? It made a pattern I'd seen before, but never knew how they did it. Amazing. Look how tight those are. The problem is I removed 1/4 of them. At least when I laid them out, they were in pairs, one across from the other. So just by guiding some conduit pieces on back, I was able to snap the upright back into place. Back into place. This is the first time it's been there. Yeah, just one more short conduit piece, and we could snap in our upright. Yeah, this is the cost of making it up as you go along, and that's exactly what I was doing. I was having fun, trying to create some things. I was thinking that maybe a few guide pieces would help me, lay it on the edge of the settlement more accurately. Kind of at a right angle, or fitting into the right angle of the settlement. That looks pretty good. And I did actually have to adjust it a couple times, so the guide pieces worked. Oh, we don't need them anymore. Goodbye, goodbye. It looked kind of funny. So I'm going to use one concrete foundation on the corner of the settlement. And I'm just going to group select my structure and lower it straight down. Boom, we've got it. We didn't change the direction it was turning or move it back and forth, just straight drop. Okay, let's make some stairs, custom stairs. Put down 4 small floor pieces. You're looking straight down, you moved forward until that piece fell off. When it comes back, it's good. You're going to try to stay in between the lines, but just keep following that technique. Now, I had no idea how many I needed to place. I ended up placing far too many. I could have reached the moon with this staircase. Thing is, if I lost how I was looking at the floor, the next set of stairs could have been off. They wouldn't match. All right, let's just take out the center pieces. You notice that left us with 2 giant sets of stairs. Really big. Yeah, in fact, I think half of one of these is enough. I tested the fit right here. I tested it several times. But once I got the fit I needed, I knew I had to climb on top for this particular perspective to get it to match up just right. Because I'm trying to make that top floor piece look like part of the steps. I raised it all the way up. It was turning red, just lowered it until it turned green. There we go. Some cool steps. So that's 2 tricks. Now we're just going to replay a theme, an old theme for you. Since I built a little bit of this house, we're going to build ourselves a wall made out of scaffold rails. The Wallinator 2000. See, I need 3 rails across to cover that one wall. Unfortunately, I cannot group select the 2 scaffold rails. They're far enough away from each other that they won't group select. But I centered my chiller right there. And if I was only using small ones, I'd add a piece of conduit down there so I could group select using the conduit. Okay. Look, with one more wide rail piece in there, I'm able to group select the whole thing safely. And it makes it look more interesting. So 4 high is plenty. It's about the right height for a shack. That looks cool. Look at that, friends. Look at that. That looks cool. Okay, I did a lot of decorating off camera. I used the chiller drop, but I used the CC version, the Creation Club version. So I didn't show it in this video. I'll be showing a whole lot of it in the next one. But this is our guard station right here on the corner of the settlement. I'm sure everybody's going to be fooled by the bear and just turn around. All right. And yes, Our guard, our security, is using those stairs. He goes up and down them to get to the guard station. A couple of beds up here. Made things interesting. Blended in pieces of furniture. Ooh, that Schiller drop really came in handy. Yeah, that's coming in the next video, friends. Speaking of which, thank you for joining me on this. 3 new tricks for you. I want you to have a fantastic day. Bye-bye now.